The topic of this video is managing contrarian investing. Many of you may be contrarian investors, or you may be advised by contrarian oriented advisors, or you may be with a PMS who does contrarian investing. Whatever may be the case, managing contrarian investing is never easy. The reasons are many, but there are some simple starting points. First, nobody agrees with you. So, if you try to find your idea in the middle of other people's ideas, you may not find it at all. If you try to place your idea in the minds of others, you will face very high rejection because contrarian ideas are never welcomed by the broader market. Then, if you try to get support from your peers to your idea, you will be very disappointed. In fact, you will find opposition to your ideas. So, if you go and tell a very good friend whom you respect about a contrarian idea, they'll say, "Why do you want to go near this? Please avoid it." So, there would be a lot of opposition to your thinking. Effectively, what all this will do to your investing is, it will work against practicing contrarian investing. So, when you are not even able to practice contrarian investing, the question of managing it well is clearly answered in the negative. But contrarian investing always gives you higher return than consensus investing. I'll give you a small example. During the year 2020, the most popular mutual fund ideas were the schemes which invested in quality companies. The valuations of those companies did not even matter. But during that very phase, my team was looking at a contrarian idea which nobody wanted to even mention. This was an ETF and it had 3 out of favor companies in the private space and a lot of public sector companies. By now you would have guessed it, it was the Bharat 22 ETF. This was liked by one section of my colleagues. Another section, in competition with this section, liked an idea called the CPSU ETF, which was like a more bitter portion, which had only out of favor companies. So the debate was, can you tell clients to buy these funds? At that point, some of the people who were told these ideas just to test the waters came out very strongly saying that I don't want you to do any of this for me. I wouldn't want to buy any of these funds. And they would talk about what they read in some book, what they saw in a webinar, what they read in some website, and what they generally gathered in social media. None of these places allowed them to play contrarian. Now, even if you think that an idea is too risky, you can still size your position modestly so that you participate. But consensus is such a strong beast that it doesn't allow the contrarian squirrel to even come out, or the contrarian rabbit has to be burrowed in the ground. It can't even come out and say what it wants. Such was the resistance. So even to tell people to participate in these ideas was very difficult. The art of managing contrarian investing is first sticking to people who are willing to listen to you. So if you are on Twitter telling everybody about your contrarian ideas, chances are that a lot of people are going to walk you out of your conviction because they will bombard you with negativity. Even if you are a client-facing person, you have to choose investors who are open and receptive and give contrarian ideas only to those who are receptive. Whereas if you go and tell one and all, it's going to work against your conviction. Managing contrarian investing starts with where you are going to practice it, with whom you are going to practice it, and around whom you are going to survive the difficult times. If you make those choices right, then you create an ecosystem within which you function. It's like protection. It's like a bubble inside which you are safe. You all know the bubbles that existed during COVID. I'm not mentioning the stock market bubbles, but the bubbles which were formed to keep people safe and secure. An ecosystem of investors is a bubble for contrarian investing. That works like magic, because even if people don't encourage you too much, they will still be circumspect and will never discourage you. That is priceless for managing contrarian investing. The ecosystem is the first thing. The second thing is, you should choose how to articulate your conviction, to whom you need to articulate your conviction, and stick to a very, very narrow audience. So, don't go for broke when you practice contrarian investing. Don't try to make a hero of yourself by going and telling everybody that, look, I am a contrarian, I am like this is my personality, these are the investments I will do, I do only this. Don't do all that, because sometimes contrarian investing take longer and you don't control the gestation. So if you don't control the gestation, then you can't control the criticism. You can't control the forces which will walk you out of your conviction. So the critical aspect number 2 in managing contrarian investing is control your audience to whom you share your thoughts. Don't hype. And the third aspect, which is very, very important, is control your gestation. Don't try to think that everything will come very fast. Give yourself more room and be more patient than you otherwise would be. When I say control your gestation, doesn't mean that you are going to get it done in some time. Don't set yourself to rigid limits. Be open-ended in your gestation, because we don't know when contrarian ideas will fire, and when they fire, it could be like a forest fire. You can't stop it. It will become unstoppable. We have spoken about 3 aspects which are very, very critical to managing contrarian investing. There's a 4th aspect which is super critical, and that is develop the discipline needed to manage yourself. Disappointment with oneself is something which is very, very common in investors, and especially contrarian investors, because having taken all the effort, going against the market, going against everybody and showing conviction in a place where nobody is willing to believe, and then tiring out too soon is like the proverbial hare. If you have to win that investment game, you need to play it like the tortoise, which means that you should manage yourself impeccably. And you should always improve the way in which you manage yourself. That is so important to your success in managing contrarian investing. Yet most people don't give it the respect it deserves, because you think that you can manage yourself without much of an effort. But the times that we face in the market can be so adverse that we tend to chicken out or tend to lose our confidence. So managing yourself is the most difficult part in managing contrarian investing. And if you master the art of managing yourself, and you're very, very self-assured, calm and patient and cool, and keeping yourself busy in other things while your ideas are taking time to play out, then you are in a kind of a Zen state. You are in a kind of a state of tranquil, very peaceful with yourself, and you find that peace with yourself which will help you stay in this game and win. Friends, in this video, I have given a few thoughts on how you can manage contrarian investing. I am sure there are some other thoughts as well which will come up as we discuss this subject deeper and deeper. But we have made a beginning, and stay the course with us. Thank you very much.